Hi, welcome to my channel, Taki Tarot. Today is August 14th, Thursday, 2025. Alright, mate. So before I get started, I want to remind anyone that's watching that these messages are not going to resonate with everyone, and that's okay. If they resonate with you, gives you clarity, great. If it does not, then don't force it to be your story. Alright, so let me go ahead and start pulling cords. It's so hot. It's like that muggy, heavy, hot weather outside today. It's just, what is going on? It's just heavy and hot. Alright. Hold on. Alright, I'm back. Nature spirits. On your toes, twirl and twirl until you're ready to take flight. They arrive in the winds beneath your wings and speak through the swaying of the trees. So you're being spoken to. Now is a very good time to listen. Hold on. Okay, and especially with the changing of the seasons, alright, there's something literally in the air, like your ancestors, angels, spirits, whatever like that, right? As the seasons change, so does the air, right? It shifts to change, right? But within that, you really should pay attention, because that's when you're gonna be spoken to, in a sense, okay? This could happen any time during the day, but for some of you, this could happen at night, okay? And somebody could be trying to block that. Alright, like, let's say, for example, hypothetically speaking, if you get messages in your dreams, someone could be trying to disrupt your dreams, your sleep, so you don't sleep. When you sleep, what happens? You dream, right? So somebody could be trying to disrupt that, so you don't get these messages, right? So you don't listen and hear what you have to hear and listen to what you have to listen to, so they could be trying to disrupt that. It's kind of like pausing a movie mid-movie, right, and then changing it. What happened? What's the message? What's the movie, right? What's going on, right? Something like that. But I feel like that's the intentions, okay? But the thing is, that may not be the only avenue where you get, I don't know, where you can channel from, I guess. So I wouldn't really worry about that, alright? So, because if God wants you to know something, you're going to know, no matter what. God is going to make sure that you know what you need to know, when you need to know it, how you need to know it, because you need to know it. So that's that. But I think that there is someone that is playing games, trying to manipulate the energy to disrupt, to kind of like intercept, cut off, disrupt whatever you're being told, whatever messages you're getting, right? I feel like those candles are your ancestors, your spirits, or angels, whatever, and they're all around you, they're surrounding you, they're speaking to you, they're talking to you, they're communicating with you, and somebody is trying to like essentially put the candles out, but they don't have the authority to do so. Alright? This person, they're very weak in mind and spirit, so they definitely don't have the power to do this. like I said, if God wants you to know something, the Most High God, right, the Alpha and the Omega, if God wants you to know something, you're going to know it. No amount of magic, trick, blocks, delays, illusion, confusion can stop it, right? If you're doing what you need to do on your end, the rest is essentially history, as they say. So that's that. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. She's got 11 candles plus a bird, antlers, trees. Oh yeah. I'm also getting like you're highly favored. Alright, so let me move on now. I think I'm done with that. On the bottom of the deck we have crystals and herbs. Oh, what medicine, what sacredness to behold, a dash of healing straight from mother's home. So I'm getting something where you have respect. Yes, you people respect you, spirits, ancestors, blah, blah, you're respected, and then you're ranked because of, you're respected because of your rank and blah, 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 whatever. But I'm not. Yes, right? But that's not what I mean when I say you have respect. I mean, you have respect for the divine, for these nature spirits, for nature, for the environment, for yourself, for spirit, for your ancestors. You have that respect, all right? Like, you respect it. You are appreciative. I want to say appreciative of the craft, okay? But you may not even dabble in that. But if you do, you respect it. You handle it with a kind of care, respect, right? You get a brand new TV. You're not just gonna like mishandle it and mistreat it and do whatever you want and then expect that you can just get another TV, right? So it's kind of like this, like if with crystals and herbs, like whatever it is that you do it with like respect. You don't abuse it, okay? And I feel like that's another reason why you're highly ranked and highly favored, and you have a lot of respect being given to you, because you respect the water, the fire, the earth, the herbs, the crystals, the air, spirit, your mind, the Most High God. I just seen 737. You have respect for it, right? And that's very, very appreciative, right? Because it's kind of like let's use the earth for example, right? And there's a strawberry bush, right? You're not going to pick all the strawberries. You know, okay, well, I only want to eat 4 strawberries, right? You're not going to pick all 300 strawberries on the bush. No, you respect the strawberry bush, right? You're respecting the earth. So you only use what you need when you need it. It's something like that, all right? I'm also getting a lot of earth energy, but like with like plants, herbs, gardens. I'm getting gourds too. I'm seeing gourds. The word. Oh, now I'm seeing a gourd. Alright. If I'm not mistaken, I think it is gourds that can be used as like objects. Let me see. If that's the case, then you know how to like reuse, recycle, or whatever. You know how to be very not frugal, but you know, like if you have something and you can use it for something else as well, to kind of like longevity, preserve it, to keep it long lasting, to like if there's multiple uses and you can use it, right, you're gonna use it. Like I seen this one girl on TikTok, this one lady, she saves like the aluminum foils of her yogurts, right? The aluminum foils, because it's still aluminum foil, right? She cleans it and then she can use it for like, you know, candles, right? She can pour oil in it, put a wick, and then use it as like a little candle, whatever. Like that's another use for it, right? So there's something about being very useful, very resourceful, all right? But you respect the resources. That's why the resources are being given to you. Yeah, see, gourds can be used as pots. Dried gourds, particularly those with hard shells, can be hollowed out and used as containers for plants, flowers, or even for decorative purposes. Yeah, see? Gourds. That's what because gourds are, that's a perfect example. The reason why I got gourd is because in Naruto, there's this character called Gaara, right? And he, as a sand shinobi, 1011, and he uses a really, really big gourd to hold sand, so that way he can carry sand everywhere around with him, because that's his, that's why he's a sand shinobi, right? So, you know, if he's in the middle of the water, there's obviously no sand, so he's able to hold sand in that gourd. So it's something like that. Okay, you're very resourceful, and you respect their resources. All right, and that's why they're being given to you. That's why you are allowed to use them. That's why you have access to them as well. All right, and this could also be information. Right, you're not abusing the information that you pick up, or you're being told, or is being shown to you by the divine. Right, with great power comes great responsibility, and you have that responsibility. That's why you're being respected more, and it's kind of like you're also seen as, okay, the collective can handle more knowledge, more resources, more power, more blessings. Right, you can handle it. All right, so that's that. She's fine. All right, let me use another deck. I figure she's just yeah. She's a struggle. Yeah. You can go, but make sure you close the door. Okay, so that's that, right? I'm also getting to, because of how you respect essentially the craft, the knowledge, the wisdom, the resources, the earth, the fire, the water, the air, the knowledge, whatever. Because you respect it, it's kind of like you have free range to do. It's like someone trusting you in their kitchen, right? So it's like a chef, right? And the chef really trusts you to be in their kitchen. So the chef is going to say, okay, cook whatever you want, do whatever you want, because that chef knows that you're going to, when you're done cooking, right, you're going to make sure that the kitchen is clean, everything is back in order, everything's organized, whatever you use is properly, you know, stored, blah, 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 right, everything is turned off. It's essentially like you're not going to make a huge mess and then walk away, right? And that's a really, really big deal for a chef to trust you and their big, amazing kitchen, right? That seems like it's unending with supplies and resources, right? You can cook whatever you want, right? You want to cook lobster, you want to cook braised beef, you want to cook rice and beans, whatever you want to cook, it's there for you. You have all the ingredients available to you. You have free range, essentially. You can do whatever you want in that kitchen, because it's the divine knows that you're responsible with that. They know that you can handle that. Right, you know, it's a lot of, you're free to do whatever you want, because you know, like, you can follow the rules, and it's like, because you can follow the rules, it's like, we trust you not to break the rules, or to abuse the rules, or to bend the rules. Like, we trust you, so here, do whatever you want in the kitchen, essentially. All right, so you could be manifesting, creating, cooking, do whatever it is that you're doing. It's like the divine is saying, yes, here, create whatever you want to create, because we know that you're not going to create or abuse this, or whatever the case it is. All right, and you're listening. A righteous man who falters before the wicked is like a murky spring and a polluted well. Proverbs 25:26. All right, hold on. Oh no. Okay, I'm back.
You're back.
Okay, so take it with you. Alright, so yeah, Proverbs 25:26. A righteous man who falters before the wicked is like a murky spring and a polluted well. So I feel like whoever, somebody is being warned to stop bothering you, essentially, right? Because it's kind of like, not only does the divine see somebody throwing stones and hiding their hands, but the divine is telling you, yeah, just so you know, this person, if you're wondering where those stones were coming from, it's this person. And I wanted to say it was, but it's this person, right? Whoever, whatever. Someone is bothering you right now. Like, they're really trying to bother you. And one of the ways that they're trying to bother you is, let's go back to the beginning, is that they're trying to disrupt your sleep, right? So they're trying to disrupt your sleep. Hold on one second. They're trying to disrupt your sleep in hopes that you won't see what they're doing in the dream sleep or in the dream realm. You won't see what they're doing to you in spirit and how they're attacking you and who's attacking you and blah, 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 blah. But you know. Of course you know. Nature spirits? No. Leave that one. Leave that alone. Leave that one. Leave that.
What?
Hold on. Okay, it's because... Oof, hold on. You gotta give me a second now because... So, yeah, this person, they're really trying to disrupt your sleep. So you don't get the messages. You can't... it's kind of like you're in the middle of a phone call, right? You're talking to the divine and the line disconnects. That's what this person is trying to do. Okay? But because of their very, very poor ranking, and not only do they not have the authority to do this, it's not working. They're going to try, right? It's the very, very delusional person, right? They're going to try. They are trying. This is what they're doing right now. But you literally see this person throwing stuff. Like, I'm literally looking at you. No, you're not. No, you're not. You don't know where that came from. Ooh, you don't know. Ooh, right? And it's just like you're not. That's so pathetic. So this is a very pathetic individual, all right, who has fallen, whose well is polluted and murky. Yours is not. Hello, look at how connected and I'm getting contacted, right? There, you've got things that contact you. Spirits, angels, divine, they contact you so that way you can know what's going on and blah, 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 whatever, right? This person, their well is polluted. They can't see. They don't know. Otherwise, they wouldn't be, you can't, you don't know it's me. Dude, I'm literally looking at you. God told me, my angels told me, ancestors, blah, 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 blah. The wind told me. And the wind is the fastest form of communication. All right? So I knew what you were doing. As soon as you decided to lift your arm, the wind was like, oh, they're about to attack you. So by the time your attack enters my field, I already know. I'm just going to step to the side while you throw that boomerang. I'm going to step to the side. The boomerang's going to go right back at you. That's what this is. That's who this is. Somebody that's trying to get you to fall, be polluted and murky, trying to cut you off of source. And it's just like, who told you you can do that? What authority in your mind, in your delusional mind, makes you think that you can do this? I don't know. This, I'm really getting a karmic feminine. All right, it's interesting because I've had 2 dreams, and it's very, very rare for me to have occurring dreams. Okay, very rare. So I know something is up. But I've had 2 of the same occurring dreams, so that right there, listen. All right. But also keep in mind, nothing to be worried about, nothing to be afraid. Okay. This is just someone that is just crashing out, all right? They're hopeless, they're desperate, and they're pathetic, right? And if they don't like what they're hearing, then don't be in that energy because that's the energy that they are in. This is not your energy. This is somebody that, too, wants you to be a polluted well, just like them. But you are a righteous being, whether you're a divine feminine, divine masculine, right? And you're not a perfect human being. You have sins, and you have sinned, and you probably will sin again, all right? But ultimately, at your core, you are righteous, right? You have a strong sense of morality, ethics, right? So that's not saying that you're not going to make mistakes, because you definitely are, right? It's part of your lessons and learning and lessons and learning and learning and lessons and learning and lessons, right? But ultimately, you are a righteous being. And the best way, if you're questioning that, otherwise, the divine would not be giving you this surmountable amount of resources, blessings, finances, energy, power, right? You have a kitchen full of anything you could ever need to make a meal, whether elaborate, whether simple, anything, right? Because you're trusted with that kind of energy. You're trusted in that kitchen. So you're free to do whatever you want to do because you've earned that freedom. right? Because you know how to follow the rules. So, hold on. All right. What was I saying? So yeah. So yeah, you're good. You're pretty much living your life like it's golden, living your life like it's golden. So that's good. There's nothing for you to really worry about. But this is good for you to know, all right? Because the more that you're aware, like the more you can protect yourself and act accordingly, right? And respond accordingly, okay? So this is just a really pathetic individual who, no, you can't see, and it's just like, the both of us can't be delusional here, okay? And they're choosing to be delusional. You're choosing not to be delusional. So, I mean, this is like someone who, this is the kind of individual, right, who, as delusional as they are, they will find someone who will match their delusion, or if not, they are more delusional. So you got two delusional dummies that are cheering each other on their delusional dummy fantasies. All right, this is somebody who, this is someone like that. Like, they want someone to, like, indulge in their delusional fantasies. It's kind of like they have a friend, right? So you're like, I'm literally looking at you throwing rocks at me. I see you, right? Everything is telling me you're doing it, and I see you doing it. This person would be like, they would turn to their best friend, did I do that? And their best friend would be like, no, I don't know what that person's talking about, because I've never seen you throw a rock ever. And you're like, blah, blah. And this person was like, yeah, exactly, because I've never thrown a rock. And they're literally doing it. They're throwing rocks as they're talking about not throwing rocks. And being in that kind of energy is very, very dangerous, right? And you're just like, all right, go ahead and be in that delusional energy. I'm going to walk away, right? Because obviously you've already lost. You're defeated by your own mind. I don't have to do anything. I don't have to do anything, because rotten fruit will fall by itself. So that's what this is. This is a very rotten individual to the core, and you're a very righteous individual in your core. And they want you to be, look, who falters before the wicked. This is a very wicked individual. They're rotten. That's not your problem. Okay? Oh, and they do need to stop doing this magic at night, because they're being warned. Alright? And if it's the magic that they're doing is supposed to like hit you and affect you, right? And it's actually hitting innocent bystanders, innocent people. That's also like another charge, 2233, because first of all, what you're doing is unjustified, unjust, irresponsible, right? And not only that, but now you're attacking other people, or other people are getting caught in your crossfires that don't even know you or have anything to do with you, or whatever the case it is. Like, that's like essentially trying to hit someone, but the punch that you threw hit a child. Like, that's way worse. That's way worse. Okay? That's way worse. Okay? So that's also what's going on. They're just racking up the charges at this point, spiritually. Can you turn that down, please? A little bit? It's fine. Don't let them get you out of character. Yeah, this person they want to show, right? I'm also getting to whoever this person is, they want you to be running around, oh my god, this is happening, oh my god, I'm getting attacked, oh my god, I don't know what to do, help. But you're not. You're like, oh, okay, so that's the one. And God's like, yeah, that's who's throwing rocks. And you're like, oh, okay. So what should I do? God's like, don't do anything about it. We just wanted you to know. Right? That's it. Just keep going about your daily routines, because ultimately this person is not a threat to you. They're not at your caliber. They don't have the authority to do so. Don't worry, we'll take care of it. And you're like, oh, okay, you sure? And God's like, are you doubting me? You're like, no, it's fine. I'll go back to my daily routines, right? So this person, if this is what they're trying to do, it's not working, right? And I feel like another reason why they're trying to mess with your sleep, my nose is itchy, mess with your sleep, is because they're trying to, the thing is, so there's this game that I used to play, and I used to love this game, actually. I think I'm going to start playing it again. But this game was called, I think it was called Pandemic. Let me double check. Hold on. And it was essentially Hold on. Let me double check. I used to be real good at this game. Yeah, oh no, Plague Inc. That was the game. It was called Plague Inc., right? And, yeah, I'm about to download that. And essentially, this game is, you just have to, like, kill the whole world. Alright? But the way you have to do it is very, very skilled, very, right? Very tactful, right? And I used to always be really good at this game, right? But then there are times where, like, the people start finding a cure and then they eradicate whatever thing that you created. Okay. Anyways, in the game, though, it'll tell you, like, diseases and environment and water, whatever, right? There's all these options to create whatever you need to create to make sure that your plague that you created is successful, okay? I know it sounds like a very dark, twisted game, but I found delight in that. Also, I'm a Scorpio, so we kind of like revel in that. And I'm not gonna. It is what it is. Okay. Anyways, in the game, Plague Inc. It's free to download, by the way. There is this part. There's like these certain things, right? To where if the people don't get enough sleep, they start getting paranoia, insomnia, right? And it really messes with their mental. And because of that, like, it really messes with their health. Okay, so I feel like this person, they can't mess with your finances, your health, your physical, your spirit, your emotion. They can't do anything, right? So they're really trying to attack your sleep, right? Because they feel like if they can attack your sleep, they got it. They got it, right? All they need to do is just interrupt your sleep, and then you're gonna start twitching and acting crazy and getting irritable and irritated and frustrated and blah blah blah. And that's not the case at all, because you know exactly why this is happening. It's to get you out of character, so that way you too can falter and become wicked and, you know, start, I don't know, doing dumb stuff like them, whatever the case it is. But you know why. Okay, you know why this is happening, right? There are many reasons why people wake up in the middle of the night. Many reasons. They're thirsty, they're hungry, they gotta use the bathroom, they forgot something, whatever the case it is. Like, oh my god, I forgot to, you know, send that file to my boss, whatever the case, right? Whatever the reason is, right? But there are specific moments like this where if you are being woken up out of your sleep, is because someone is deliberately trying to bother you, to get you to wake up, to disrupt your cycle, your whatever, all right? And then in turn, what that does is you wake up groggy, you're irritated, you're bothered, and then now you're allowing all this negative energy in you, and then you start getting off track, and then you start not caring, and that's what they want. And you know that. You know that. That's why God is saying, just so you know, this person's they're throwing stones, so that way you can get out of character. And you're like, oh, okay, thanks, now I know. Okay, good, I'm glad you know. Just keep going on what you're doing. Like, just don't even worry about it. Alright? That's what they want. And I'm getting a karmic feminine that's doing this. God's chosen ones. Okay, so you're definitely a chosen one from the Most High God, who they want to get out of character. And that's not happening. That's not happening. That's not happening. I'm getting you have this aura of protection around you, and they're trying to like intercept that or get in the middle of that or trying to like get inside of that, but it's like, no. If anything, you're a prime example as to why we have this protection around the collective. Like, crazy pants. I'm really getting like Seven of Cups energy. Very delusional, very, very... This is, yeah, like, they need somebody to, or people that, like, will, support their delusions. Not just of you, but in general. And that's so dangerous, man. Like, if you need that, you're already defeated. Like, you already lost. And I haven't even entered the game. The letter D, somebody's first, last, middle, initial, name of a word or a place. Okay, I know exactly what's going on. They're trying to put a death to your confidence. You're a very confident individual, right? You don't need those illusions. You don't need besties, right? Right? Friends, right? Right? Friends, family, neighbors, look at me, right? Right? Yeah, right? Like, you don't need that. This person needs that. They need to be hyped up. They need like a hype man, hype woman, hype people, hype friends. They need people to like support their delusions and be like, yeah, you go on with your delusions. You know, yeah. It's like, what? That's so crazy. Get out of my face. Okay, so you know why. The wind is blowing really, really hard right now, actually. Yep. The weather's changed. It's about to rain. It's about to rain all night. I can't wait.
I can't wait too.
My daughter said, I can't wait too. Listen, a good rain, right? Some movies, some comfort food, some cuddles. You want to cuddle? You want to cuddle with me? Yes or no?
Yeah.
Okay, we can cuddle. You know, and the AC, because even though it's really, really hot out and it's gonna rain, there's gonna be some hot rain. Okay. And the letter D could be somebody's first, last, middle, initial, name of order or place. But this karmic woman is definitely trying to put a death to your confidence, right? Because it's kind of like, if you're confident, what is there to be worried about? What is there to be afraid of? You know, you're just a pathetic individual that's doing magic because you feel some type of way about yourself, okay? And you can't compete where you don't compare. So they're trying to mess with your sleep, right? It's supposed to all go downhill. Mess with your sleep, and then it interferes with your productivity, your work, your finances, your mental, your health, blah, blah, blah. And then you're not confident anymore, right? And they want that. Yes, right? They want that. It's not going to happen. And it's so weird too, because one thing too, this person did not give you this sense of, what is that? Hold on. What is that? Alright, this person didn't give you your confidence, alright? That was cultivated and created by you, right? With the support and the help of the Most High God. So whatever they're trying to do, trying to put a death to your confidence, that's never going to happen. That's not a thing. That doesn't exist, right? They can't put a death to something that they did not take or give you. They didn't give this to you, which is... Again, this really shows, right? Besties, friends, family, right? And you're just like by yourself, chilling in your own lane, not bothered, sitting handsome, pretty, confident. And they're the ones that they're doing this weird magic to you, and they need people around them to support them in their delusions. I'm going to get one more, then I'm going to change that. I'm sorry I lied. Oh, yeah, they're not. They're not. Petty man. There's a petty man around you. Eight. Balance. Everything is falling into place as it should. And then Ecclesiastes 4:10. For if they so you have a petty man that is around this karmic feminine. That they want to apologize. These 4 cards go together. There's a petty man around you, all right, that is also or was around this karmic feminine who's trying to do this magic to you, all right. He's around this petty woman, right? And he could have also supported her lies or her delusions about you. I'm hearing delusions of grandeur. So he could have lied and supported her delusions, and now he wants to apologize to you. But I only think that the reason why he wants to apologize to you is because nothing she's doing is working. She's like failing miserably, publicly. It's pathetic. Nothing is working, all right? And everything is working out in your favor, all right? But I think that this petty man, he's afraid because he knows that if he falls, there's nothing for him to land on, right? He sees how this woman has nothing. She's falling. She's about to land on concrete, hard concrete, right? Probably with spikes sticking up, there's nothing that's going to catch her fall. Okay? She's not being caught. There's no open arms ready to, no. And he's worried that's going to be his fate as well, because it's like, you're the ringleader. You're falling, right? And not only that, but he supported her delusions of in general, right? Not just of you, but just in general. He's realizing that her delusions, him supporting her weird delusions, also got him nowhere. It's like, that's why you got to be very, very careful when you're following the weird delusions of other people. Like, you got to ask yourself, like, why am I doing this? What are we believing in? Where are we going with this? Right? And I feel like this petty man wasn't asking anything, and now he's like scared because he's about to fall in concrete with spikes sticking out of it too. They're all falling, right? Ecclesiastes 4:10. For if they fall, one will lift up his companion. But woe to him! Woe to him! Woe to me, right? But woe to him who is alone when he falls, for he has no one to help him up. If this woman falls, you think she's going to be able to help him up when he falls? No. If she falls, she's falling by herself. If he falls, he's falling. They're not going to be able to help each other up. No. Listen, people like this, it's at this point where this story is, right? It's kind of like every man, every woman for themselves, right? If you get caught, I'm leaving. I'm running. That's what this is. And this man is realizing this. This man knows. Like, this woman is falling, and, right? Or if he falls, like, she's going to save herself. She has no intentions of looking back, right? And he could also be realizing that he was just used to support her delusions. She doesn't really care about that. She just wants someone to help support her delusions. That's it. Right? That's another thing. She's not respecting the dynamic of partnerships. This could be a karmic Libra, a karmic Virgo, a karmic Pisces. Alright? They're not respecting what friendship is, what having a relationship is, what having give and take dynamic is. They're not respecting that, right? This is someone who wants to go into your kitchen, use everything, cook everything, eat everything. They'll leave a big mess. They won't replace anything. They won't store anything. They leave the light on. The water is running in one of the sinks over there. This other sink is clogged. Right? That's essentially what this is. That's why they're not giving. You don't even respect the little rinky-dink kitchen. And you want access to this big, luxury, fully stocked kitchen? No. You can't even respect the little kitchen that you have. Unbelievable. This person wants to know what you have. They just want to know. This is a very, 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 very nosy individual. They just want to know. And it's so crazy too, because I feel like whoever this person is, they're trying to flip something. They're trying to flip something, saying that because you're in this energy of knowing, you just know things. They're trying to say that, they just want control. They need to control things. They just want to control things because they always know everything. And, I just think that because they know everything, they always have to control things. Well, that's them trying to flip it. Okay? Just because you know what you know and you have this deep knowing doesn't mean that's because you want to control the scenario. You want to control the situations. You want to control the outcomes. No. The outcome is always going to be the outcome. That doesn't mean just because you know what the outcome is, you're not knowing to change the outcome. You just know what the outcome is going to be. Alright? But this person, they want to know to change the outcome, to switch the outcome, to change the narrative, to dibble and dabble and manipulate. This is a very, very nosy individual that has a problem because you know things. You just know. And because they don't know, the reason why they don't know is because the Most High God knows that. And the only reason why they want to know information about you is to dibble and dabble and manipulate and do this and do that, to control and switch and change and swap. That's the only reason why they are nosy. They want to know. That's another reason why God's like, we can't give them this information. We can't give them access to this. We can't, no, don't give them that. And everybody's like, oh, okay, Most High God said, no, we can't. So this person could also be trying to summon up spirits and demons or whatever. Well, tell me this. And they're, we don't know. We can't tell you. We can't tell you. Because they're not going to go against the Most High God. If God says no, not even these demons are going to be like, oh, we're going to tell you about the collective. No. Because one quick zap from the Most High God, that demon is no longer existing. Are you crazy? Yes, this person definitely is. That's why. You know, that's what I'm saying. Information too, right? Very resourceful. You have access to information because you know how to handle it. It's, with great power comes great responsibility. You know, just because you know doesn't mean you have to do anything with that information. You just know because you know. That's it, right? The outcome's going to be what's going to be. What's going to happen is going to happen. You can know something about your neighbor that lives 2 houses down, but just because you know, that doesn't mean you have to do something about it because you know. That's this person, right? They want to do things about the information. They want to, the information that they get, whatever, they want to do things about that information. They want to be in people's business. They want to manipulate. They want to swap and shift and change. And like, that's, you don't need to do all that. Like, know your place. Like, that's mad extra for what? Why do you want to know what that person ate for dinner yesterday? So you can, because they have ill intentions, right? Like, this is someone that, like, a lot of the times the reason why they want to know what they know is so that they compete, right? They want to know what you have. And that could be in terms of anything. How much, your finances, what you have in finances, what you have in career, loves, friendship, family, things, knowledge, information, power, rank, whatever. Whatever you have, they want to know it all. They want to know. They want to know. And it's crazy because you know so many things. You know everything, essentially, about this person. But you just pretend like you don't. You just keep it pushing because that's not... God didn't tell me to do anything. God's showing me, yes. But that's it. Literally, God said, don't even worry about it. I'm just showing you so you know. And you're like, so what do I do? God said, don't worry about it. Just don't do nothing. We'll take care of the rest. No, that's it, right? This person, they're like, I want to know and I want to take action and I want to do something. This is like essentially like that weird Karen energy, right? They want to know what you're cooking at the cookout so they can come by and call the cops and be like, well, you can't cook that. Right? That's why we have this fence put up. So you wouldn't be trying to figure out what we're cooking because why is that your business? Right? They want to know so they can put a stop to it. So they can, you know, very delusional. They think they can... They think that they can do things, right? And it's like, you don't have authority to do that. You don't have clearance. You don't have access. But they're so delusional, right? And they feel like if they round up other people that will support their delusions in their mind, because everybody is supporting my delusion, it must be true. It must be fact. If everybody's supporting my delusions, it must mean, that's a sign that I'm doing the right thing. No, ma'am. That's a sign that you know how to pick and choose delusional people to support your delusions. That's what that is. That's what that is. Right? And I'm also getting, this is why this person will never grow. They don't learn anything from what it's like they stopped learning at like 2nd grade. Right? Any spiritual knowledge they have is very, very basic. It's just, it stops. Right? There's something childish, right, about this person. Let me move this man to the side because they're not really, they just don't really matter. Excuse me. Nine of Cups upright. This is you. You know how to make yourself happy. You know how to gain your confidence. You know how to make your wishes come true, your dreams come true. You know how to, if you want it, I want it, I got it. That's your energy. You know how to do this. You're very, very happy. Because you know how to make yourself happy. And this person's trying to put a depth to that. How are you gonna... I'm getting in the movie Trolls World Tour. I think it was Queen Barb, right? And she was trying to like turn everything and do everything rock, right? And I guess the strings broke and everybody lost all their color, okay? But then one of the characters, she was saying Queen Barb can't take something away from us that's already inside of us. You see? So that's why I said this person feels like they can take away your confidence and your happiness, but they're not the one that gave it to you. That was something you cultivated yourself with the support of the Most High God, right? God helps those who helps themselves. You're very confident and very, very emotionally fulfilled and happy because 44, you did this yourself. You did this. And this person's trying to block it and trying to get you out of character, trying to... No, that's not happening. That's not a thing. That doesn't exist. Right? Six of Pentacles reversed, they feel like it's not fair. They feel like because they feel like something is not fair. Okay, so this is someone who feels like because things aren't going the way they want for them, they have to take it from you. But they don't understand that if it doesn't exist for them, it doesn't exist. You can't take it from someone else, right? Because let's say, hypothetically speaking, if they were to... Okay, pencils, all right? They want to write something, but they didn't bring a pencil, all right? And everybody in the classroom has their own pencil. There's no other pencils, 45. There's only one pencil, right, that's missing. And that's their pencil because they misplaced it, they lost it, whatever the case it is. But there's no other pencils. Everybody has their own pencil. This person feels like they can take your pencil and use it for themselves. But that's not... The teacher would be like, that does not belong to you. It's your job. It's your responsibility, right? You're in college, right? And you're not prepared. You should go get prepared, right? Or go to the store, or go to the school store, or go back home and get your things and come back when you're more prepared. And they don't want to do that. They don't want to do that. Because right now in that classroom, that pencil does not exist for them. Because they didn't do any, they don't have it. But that doesn't mean that they can take your pencil to write. That's not a thing. That they can't do that. So they don't think it's fair because they can't write, they can't take notes, and blah, 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 blah. And the teacher is strict, the professor is strict because they don't have extra pencils, and you're the teacher, you're supposed to provide for us, and blah, 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 blah. And nobody wants to give them their pencil. Like, what? You want me to give you my pencil, and then I stop learning, I stop taking notes, I stop being productive in class because you chose to just come to school with nothing, no backpack, no pencil, no paper, no laptop, no nothing, just because you felt like it would automatically be provided for you? I feel like that's the thing too. This person felt like happiness and confidence and knowledge and wisdom and power would automatically be theirs. Like they're very entitled. And they're finding out, where's the knowledge? Where's the power? You're the professor. You're supposed to know. The professor is there to teach. They're not there to provide pencils and pens and laptops and papers and this. You're in college, of all things. College. You're not a pre-K. You're not in kindergarten. You're not in first grade. That's a different story, right? Because you're still learning. But you're in college. And you came to school with nothing. And you expect everyone else to provide for you. That's not how that works. That's not how that works. So this person feels like it's unfair because they have nothing and you have things. That's why they want to know what you have. They want to manipulate. They want to know what you have to manipulate the things that you have, so that way they can use it, have it, take it, whatever the case it is, right? But they can't do that, right? So they need to do a bunch of roundabout ways to like mess with you, and you know, they're trying to find like a loophole or like a back door essentially to mess with your mind and manipulate and try and get in your head. And you know, for the one moment where they come face to face, they can manipulate you and you would be dumb and deaf, dumb and blind and be like, of course you can give everything to them on a silver platter. No, that's not happening. These cards smell good. Wheel of Fortune reverse, 10 of Wands upright. Whoever this person is, they're burdened because they can't do anything about this. It's getting hot now. They can't do anything about this. They have to stay in their own burdens, and they don't. Essentially, God is like, I don't care that you don't think it's fair. I don't care. Deal with it. Right? Deal with it. It is what it is. Wheel of Fortune reverse, 10 of Wands upright. They don't think it's fair that they have to struggle and, you know, work their way, and, you know, they have to go to all these classes and they have to learn all these things and they have to take notes and they have to learn from the ground up and they have to listen and they have to heal and dark spirit of the night or dark night of the soul and journeys and this and that. They don't want to do all that work. They don't want to do it. They think it's I don't want to. That kind of energy. Like, you're a grown adult and you're acting like a child. And they just don't think it's fair that they should. They thought it would automatically be given to them. They thought all this knowledge, this power, this wisdom, this rank, right? It would be theirs. That it would just be there for them. And God said, "Who told you that? Who told you that? Who told you that this would just that you didn't have to do any work? That you can just get this degree?" I think I talked about this yesterday, right? How, like, whether it's a lawyer, a firefighter, a chef, whatever it is, that you have to do the classes and, you know, the studying and the exams and all that to get the degree, to have those qualifications. This is someone who, they don't want to do the work to get the qualifications, to get the degrees, to have that rank. They just want the rank. They just want they're applying for the job with no qualifications, but they automatically want manager pay. They want to be a manager, have the manager pay, okay, but you don't even know how to, like, manage the cash register. How does that make sense? Right? They don't want to do this. They're just being seen as a big fat pathetic failure, and they're experiencing a lot of hardship, struggles, misfortune. They're just really struggling right now, and they feel like the best way for them to get out of this is if they do death magic on your confidence, on your happiness, on your connection, on your knowing. And God's like, do you not know who you're attacking? You're attacking a chosen one of the Most High God. I don't understand you. I don't think you understand how this works. You're attacking my child because of what I gave them. And what are you doing to earn? I can't say it like that. But, like, what do you do? God helps those who help themselves. And this person, they don't want to do that. They don't want to help themselves, right? They don't want to work for their happiness. They just want to automatically be happy. They just automatically want confidence. And it's like, you have to work your way to that. So what are you doing? They don't, it's just not fair. And I think that the reason why they're saying it like that is because they might not have seen the work that you were doing, because a lot of this stuff is not like when a firefighter, or like when your car is getting cleaned, you can visually see the car go from dirty to clean, right? You can visually see it. You can see the work, right? You can see it physically being done in a 3D, right? But whatever this was, the reason why you're like this is because you did the work, and this is work that cannot be seen, right? Not at first. And I'm also getting, and I think it was yesterday's reading or the day before yesterday. I didn't post yesterday, did I? I was talking about how this person feels offended and they're mad because you were announcing your healing. All right, everybody, I'm going to go heal now, so don't talk to me. All right, everybody, I got to go through the dark night of the soul. All right, everybody, I got to figure out why my triggers are triggering me. You weren't doing any of that, right? Because this is work that it doesn't need an announcement. It's not. This person feels like this work that you did, it should be public knowledge, but realistically speaking, it's not like that. That's not how that should be. And they're mad because they didn't see this, right? And because they didn't see this, in their mind, they're trying to justify it like you just automatically were given to this, and that's why it's not fair. But what about me? I too want confidence. I too want to be happy. And God's like, okay, that's great. I love that for you. Now, do what you have to do. Do the work. Well, the collector didn't do the work, and you gave them confidence, so I want confidence too. That's not fair. That's actually where you're wrong. But they're delusional, so you can't tell them that, right? They're delusional. You can't tell them that the collective worked. 9 of Cups upright, that's something. It just sounded like a car got crashed. So this person's going to be crashing out. This is something that you did internally. You did this for yourself. You worked, right? You can't buy confidence at the store, right? Yes, some people can go get their nose redone, right? But at the end of the day, it looks good, right? But if they still don't feel confident, right? Well, maybe this side, maybe, I don't know. Do you think, does it look good? You tell me, you're the one that wanted to get your nose done, right? Like, why are you asking us? Aren't you happy with it? Are you not confident with the results? You can't. This is 9 of Cups upright with confidence. You cannot buy this. And this is something that has to be done internally. And because this is something that wasn't done publicly, right? This person feels like it was just given to you, and it's just not, like, it's just not fair for them. That's not fair. They didn't have to struggle. Yes, you did. It's just not public knowledge. It's not something that needs to be announced. All right, everybody, I'm struggling right now, so I'm gonna go isolate myself in hermit mode. Like, that's stupid. Who does that? Right? And people who do post things like that, nobody talk to me, I'm having a rough day. It's because they want people to reach out and be like, hey, are you okay? What's going on? What's going on? Are you having a rough day, right? No. When you were having a rough day, you just isolated and you do what you had to do. And then when you came back, everything was better. And this person's like, that's not fair that they get to have good days and bright days and sunny days. And that's because they weren't announcing it when they were going through the storm. What a very delusional, nosy, entitled piece of work. Like, this is the kind of person that, like, they'll make you want to, like, smack them silly because it's like, what are you talking about? 55. But that's, definitely don't do that. I mean, unless they do that to you first, then yeah. But don't go, right? Let them say what they want to say, blah, 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 right? But unless they put hands on you, don't do anything. Just walk away. Because that's, you know. Also, don't be inviting people into your home. Don't invite this person into your home. Alright? Someone like this, they need access. They need you to, like, willingly allow them access to you. Otherwise, this is it's so funny because the Seven of Wands came out. This person needs you to willingly give them access to you, and you're not dumb. You're smart. Stop. You're not doing that. You're not willingly allowing them access to you, right? Now, if you have like a friend or a coworker or a neighbor that allows this person around them, and you happen to be in the same area at the same time, that's a whole different story. That doesn't mean you are allowing them access to you, all right? That's a whole different story. It's just, you just happen to be right there at the same time, right? Especially if it's a public setting, that's a whole different story too, right? But as for you, this person does not have access to you, right? So yeah, you're very protected. The Seven of Wands, all right? You have a lot of protection. Stand your guard up to this person, right? But don't be like, don't come any closer, right? Just be like, oh, I see you. Yeah, I see you for sure. Right? And just go back to doing your work, whatever. If you're a chef, you're a fire, whatever it is, right? Just, it's kind of like, oh, the enemy just walked in. All right. That's it. All right, last card. She's so bored. The Seven of Pentacles reversed. They continuously invest in something, and all their efforts continuously go to waste. And because of that, they are burdened even more. All right, I'm going to use this example again, right? This is like a child who you tell them, okay, well, you got to do your chores before you can go on this trip with your friends, right? You got to do these chores this week before you can go on that weekend trip with your friends, okay? And Monday, they didn't wash the dishes. Tuesday, they didn't wash the dishes. Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, they didn't wash the dishes. So come Saturday, they're ready, packed up and ready to go, right? And their flight is in 2 minutes. No, you can't go because you had all week to wash the dishes. And you think because you can avoid it and it's now you have 2 minutes, or otherwise you're going to miss the flight, you're going to miss your trip. You think because it's crunch time, I'm going to be like, you know what, fine, because it's 2 minutes and blah. No, you had all week. You didn't do that. Right? All that time you spent putting it off and then crying and complaining and, you know, trying to find ways to get out of washing the dishes and washing. No, it's still there. You still have to do that. All right? So I feel like this person spent a lot of time and energy into things that didn't matter because they thought it was unfair. They spend a lot of time crying and complaining and doing magic and bullying and spying and watching and trying to control. And it's like all that energy, all that time wasted when you could have. It takes like 20 minutes to wash your dishes. 20 minutes. And a whole week went by and you did it at 59. And the whole week went by and you didn't wash the dishes. You wasted a whole week. And now look at you. You can't go on that trip. Right? All you had to do was take 20 minutes out of your day on Monday, so you wouldn't have to do it all week. And they didn't do that. This is something, they just didn't want to do the work. They wasted so much time. All because they didn't want to do the work. And now they're crying and complaining because all their money is wasted, their energy has gone, their time is gone, their money is gone, their energy, their mind, their resources, their alliances, it's all gone, all gone. And one of the biggest reasons is it's a major backfire if they were doing death spells. I just heard that car again. I feel like there's a car getting hit. Anyways, on the bottom of the deck, Two Pentacles reverse. This person is very overwhelmed. Very overwhelmed with their life. And that's not your problem. That's not your business. That has nothing to do with you. But God is saying, just so you know, and you're like, okay, I got it, thanks. Anything else? We'll let you know. You're like, okay, cool, thanks. God's like, just continue being in the Nine of Cups. We'll tell you things when we have to tell you, when it's time to tell you. You'll know. Don't worry about it. You'll know. Right? You're like, okay, cool, thanks. That's it. So, this is a reading by